Everybody wants a fragrance that lasts 17 weeks on their skin. They want something that will outperform the next dude like a Viagra pill. I don't know why everybody's obsessed with fragrances that'll last 24 plus hours or some ridiculous shit like that. It's crazy, but I have compiled a beast mode list of fragrances that you may or may not have tried out that for you dudes who like to spray fragrance at least 65 times on your skin might want to check out. Let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you onto some beastie fragrances that will last you forever and a day. You're welcome.
We're all alone. Yeah, that's friends on the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. So I got 10 fragrances here. Actually, I think it's 11. Honorable mention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. 11 with an honorable mention. And that honorable mention, literally, watch the fragrance video that I did before. I said the next time I'm doing a beast mode fragrance list, this one has to be put on. For me, this shit was nuts. The performance in the Sauvage bubble alone that damn near put me in the ER. I'm exaggerating. To be put on this list as an honorable mention, and that's Kajal Almaz. Sweet, fruity, not fully my cup of tea, to be honest with you. Smells way better on the skin and in the air than it does kind of like on a test strip. On my skin, it's still overly sweet and not necessarily my cup of tea, but it isn't a bad fragrance. You just gotta really like that overly sweet, gourmandy, cavity-driven type fragrance that performed for 6 months to even enjoy it. I mean, that's what it did for me on first impression, so honorable mention it is. Let's go to the list. Now, the next fragrance is a clone, and I want to say that this clone lasts a little bit more than the original off of my skin. Now, as inexpensive as this is, it isn't a big mess of cheap shit. It smells great, and it's budget friendly as fuck. So if you want some crackling fire cuddliness, I always butcher this name, Lattafa's Haramain Ouhd is a monster, a grenade of fire burning wood in your place. I mean, insane. Easily 9+ hours on your skin. Easy peasy, depending how many sprays. For you dudes who like to spray 65 times, this will last you at least a month and a half. Don't shower, it's overrated. Absolutely incredible. It is a clone of Maison Margiela's By the Fireplace, only this has way more balls for a cheaper budget. Oh, next one. I've spoken about this fragrance in any beast mode list. I tend to put this one at least as an honorable mention, but I had to put it back on the list because it just is obnoxiously strong. I've mentioned it in previous videos. I've gotten in trouble for wearing this fragrance at work, and that's Montale's Starry Night. I think it's an incredible fragrance. Sweet, musky, sexy, and monstrous in performance. This rosy, patchouli, and citrusy monster is out of hand with that nice ripe, I believe it's green apple, if I'm not mistaken. Green apple, it's nuts. It's got a big powdery puff on the opening, but I promise you within the next 16 hours that this shit lasts on your skin, you're absolutely going to enjoy it. But please, if you're not a crazy sprayer, just 4 max, and just be easy, be in an open space, because it's gonna kill somebody. Next one. This one is sexy as shit, not too expensive, and performs outstanding by the house of Mancera, and that's Red Tobacco. That's appealing as fuck, super sexy, very cheap, very juicy red, slight maraschino dryness to it. I think it's awesome. And you're gonna see Montale and Mancera fragrances on these type of beast mode lists because they're known for that shit. They're known for making powerhouse fragrances that smell outstanding and really on the secondary gray market aren't too expensive for what they produce. Wow, it's been a while that I've worn this fragrance. You can smell that pie, that apple pie-ish, cinnamon, nutmeg, oud. I think there's incensey vibes in this kiss, kind of this smoky envelope. Oh my God, this smells fucking scrumptious. Wow, it's been a while since I've reached for this fragrance. I'm gonna have to put this one to the side because daddy might wear it today. Next one. You ready to go to the club in a bar and lounge? You ready to bag up a shorty? You want a DNA that just works but has way more balls? The testicles have dropped. You have reached puberty. That's Dior Sauvage Elixir with that added sprinkle of like coffee grounds, like Juan Valdez Mediterranean riding on a donkey with 2 bags and shit. This is crazy. smells great. My favorite from that lineup. It just does phenomenal on my skin for at least bare minimum 4 or 5 sprays, 10-hour plus off of my skin. And my skin be kind of funny sometimes. Like, it's mad spongy. It sops shit up like a biscuit and gravy just all around the rim of the bowl. This joint just lasts, and it feels like you just put on a layer of like Vaseline or something and just let the fragrance on top, because it just lingers around you when you spray that joint heavy. And this is just full of sexy mass appeal and party animal vibes with balls. Next one. I haven't smelled many fragrances from this line. This one is a sweet, plummy, ambery, amazing fragrance that performs like a monster. And when you judge the book, aka the bottle, by presentation, you're like, that's not enough. Fort and Manle's amber absolutely is enough. Oh my god, the juicy amber vibes in here are just legendary. Easily 14 hours on my skin, no lie. You gotta be easy with this type of fragrance, but I promise you, you will absolutely get a compliment with this. The exclusivity, the juicy ripeness, the smokiness, the amber crystallized sugar kind of vibes on here. Like brulee, motherfuckers. This shit's crazy. Next one. What I'm starting to notice, which is quite interesting, is that some of these beast mode fragrances, especially on this list, at least 2 or 3 of them have a note of green apple. I don't know if green apple is a culprit for adding some performance in this play. Something interesting to think about. But this rosy apple fragrance with oud, balls, woodiness, sexy, incensey vibe shouldn't be a surprise to most people who know the house of Frederic Malle. This one is Promise. I've wanted this fragrance for a long time. This is only designated for fall and winter situations. Oh. I used to walk out of Neiman Marcus when they had this shit on the counter. I used to just do like a little 2-sprayer, and I felt like people were following me. It wasn't following me, it was the sillage. Incredible fragrance, absolute beast off of the skin. 2 sprays I used to just put on, keeping it light and really like low key. But if you go on some like 6-7 sprays, watch out now. Where my old heads at? My OGs. OGs got this in the collection. OGs know what time it is. This motherfucker right here is but classic as fuck, and something that you really gotta understand and really let marinate on your skin so you can realize what a classic this fragrance is. And that's by the House of Chanel, and that's Antaeus. When I think of Antaeus, it just 2 things come to my mind. Leather and like, what is it, beaver butthole sweat? I'm not even kidding. Castoreum, I believe, is like asshole secretion or some sort of secretion from a beaver or a rat. It's butthole sweat, so it's leather and asshole sweat. So if I bottled up like my leather coat and just sat on it for 6 months, like that plastic on your grandmother's couch, I'd make my own fragrance. We're gonna call it Cubaknow's asshole. A monster performing beast fragrance, just classic. Keep it outdoors, very sexy, old school, but you're wearing somebody's asshole. Just keep that in mind. Next one. Incredible oud leather sexiness. I've mentioned this in a previous video. This still has an amazing track record for performance, and that's Haramain Ouhd 36. Leather, sexy, 10+ hours easily. Only for the cold weather, but absolutely unbelievable, especially for the price. Shop it around, because this you can find it well under $100. At some point this was living in the $40-$50 space. It's gotten hyped, so it's probably a little bit cranked up, but you can shop it around for cheaper. Unbelievable fragrance, very beautiful. Try it out. Next one. Mass appealing young bucks, lend me your ears. Eau de Parfum concentration, Yves Saint Laurent's. Why not? For some reason, this fragrance, although it's sexy and has a light level of maturity, reminds me of back in the day clubbing in the Bronx at Jimmy's Bronx Cafe. You've heard Terror Squad talk about it. That was like second home. Jimmy's Bronx Cafe was like where you learned how to sneak a razor in your shoe heel, or if you was talented like Tupac in the movie Above the Rim doing the jail technique blade in your mouth. I tried that once. Guess what happened? Daddy got sliced up in his mouth. And then, like a dickhead, I was like, ooh, let me sterilize my mouth, and drank a lemonade. Asshole award goes to this guy. When you try to be a gangster and a thug and you not about that life, that tends to happen. This is versatile, performs outstandingly well, mass appealing, hits all the points that you're looking for. There's 68 million reviews on this fragrance. Look it up, it performs outstanding, and this is definitely one of my favorites, flankers from the Y line. Last and certainly not least, this is a newer acquisition in my collection, which is obnoxiously strong. I didn't understand it because it was a first impression type vibe. Then I wore it twice, and I was like, ooh, yeah. This is crazy, and that's Nishane's Shem. Expensive and strong. The rose and what is it? It's like a green oil, cypriol oil or some shit like that. Crazy. Concentrated as fuck. I want to say, without exaggerating, I had to go into the office that day, and I put it on at approximately 6:10 a.m., and by the time that I came home, had dinner, the whole spiel, easy 14 hours. Like, no biggie. It was a late day. It was a long ass day. 14 hours, didn't miss a hiccup off my skin. Again, not cheap, rosy, cypriol oil, LME, woody, incensey. Very nice, very strong, very expensive. So these are 11 fragrances that are beast mode category. I categorize beast mode as like 10 hours plus. All these joints are nasty. Maybe 9 hours plus. Let's put it out there. That's for beast mode. These are all, and this is all in moderation sprays. I'm not a heavy sprayer type dude. I really can't because my wife don't love fragrance like that, to be honest with you. I gotta pick and choose my battles accordingly, and you might be in that same boat. Hopefully you have a significant other that absolutely loves fragrance and you can go hamburger. But a lot of women don't like over spraying a lot of fragrances unless it really works for you. And these joints just have power, prestige, pricing, might get you pussy. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is biggest in the game. Smooches.
Cubaknow, what's fresh, who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.